Hey everyone, this is Docfire, and it's time for another Docfire Down and Dirty Tech video. Today's tech video is going to be about the caulking rod and the hammer and the occasional marker that has the caulking rod back out after you shoot it a few times. Now, not every autococker does it. Sometimes you get a really nice fit with these threads into the hammer, and when you tighten it down, it locks fine, and it doesn't require any pliers to take it off. And if you're going to do some service to the marker, but sometimes you'll find it where you screw it in, no matter how much you tighten it down, about 10 or 15 shots, it vibrates loose and your caulking rod starts backing out. I've had that happen to me on some guns. Now, like Inception Design guns and some of the newer guns out there, they run a second nylon set screw in here into the hammer, and that acts as the friction device for the threads. But on a lot of the war games hammers and stuff like that are out there, they don't have that, and it's a hit and miss if you're going to have that problem. Now, what are some of the remedies you can do right now? Well, you could use Loctite. So you could toss some Loctite on it, right? You could Loctite it. You could use Teflon tape, where I've seen people in the field, they'll throw some Teflon tape around this, and they'll screw it in there. But you take the gun apart and you find Teflon tape in it all over the place, sometimes because they end up putting a whole bunch on it. And then sometimes it gets wadded up in a ball and you can't pull this through the IVG, the adjuster in the back of the gun. And it just becomes kind of a nightmare to take the gun apart, right? So you want something that's going to be kind of repeatable and doesn't create a big mess. And here's one of the techniques that I do if I run into this problem. So I get myself some pneumatic hose, and here's some little piece of just flexible pneumatic hose. I usually always carry some pneumatic hose in my toolbox, a razor blade, and some other miscellaneous stuff just in case I need to do some field repairs. And all I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to have a piece that is about the width of that hole, okay? And so I'm going to slice off a piece here, and it's probably, there we go. That's about the width of that hole, give or take. There we go. Here's the piece I just sliced off. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to drop that piece down this hole. Okay, I'm going to try to do it at where it's at an angle, where the hose is that way instead of going straight down. It doesn't matter. That's just what I do because I want it to kind of squish. It works both ways, but sometimes if it's the other way, this will just slip out, because this guy definitely would just fall out of that hole like that. So I want something that's going to have a little bit of pressure and kind of stay in there. I already have a piece in here, so you get it in there, and you may have to start it in there, and then you can end up screwing it down or poke it down with an Allen key or something like that. And you screw this down, and I do this outside of the gun, obviously, or the marker, and I make sure everything works. This one has, you can feel it when it gets down to the bottom, it puts a little bit of pressure on it because you're crushing that rubber hose. And make sure everything works fine. I put the hammer in the gun, I reassemble the gun, and I adjust my caulking rod length with this new piece in there, and I'm good to go. And I don't have to worry about having this thing it's been Loctited in there, where if you look at this guy, someone's had to use pliers, probably me, to get it out. And a lot of times if I have to use pliers, I just reverse this around so it's clean on this side. But this one was pretty messy. But that's just one option on a down and dirty tech of a caulking rod and the hammer backing out issues. Anyway, if you like this video, guys, hit the like button for me, and please hit the subscribe button. See you later.